In this video, we'll talk briefly about subscriptions and management groups. As your subscriptions, as you can see here, I have two of them. Generally speaking, they're used to define billing boundaries, access control boundaries, maybe for separate environments such as production, development, and test. For separate organizational structures, if you do billing to the different departments within your company, maybe you have a marketing department that's using the cloud for some reason. You can use these subscriptions to not only limit regions that they can deploy resources in, but when you get your bill at the end of the month, you can charge them the appropriate amount. And also for subscription limits, there may be issues. Let's say, for example, in a previous video, I tried to create a virtual machine that had more than 20 cores in it, and I was told I'm only allowed 20 cores per region. Maybe I want to set up additional VMs in that same region, but I can either call Microsoft to ask them to increase my number of cores limit, or I can start a separate subscription and then put another 20 cores in that region. With your multiple subscriptions, like I said, you can organize them into what we call invoice sections. The marketing department owes this much money, the IT department owes that much money. That way the IT department isn't footing the bill for the entire thing. Management groups provide a level of scope above subscriptions. Okay, so I got to this page, you just simply type subscriptions into the search field. I got to this page simply by typing management groups into this page. And you could see Azure remembers the last few resources that I was looking at. Okay, so management groups provide this level of scope above subscriptions. You can apply different policies, governance conditions, and things like that to a management group. All the subscriptions within that management group then inherit the conditions applied to that group. For example, let's say that we have a multinational company and we have offices in the United States and Europe. Europe may have different compliance rules that have to be met based on our industry, right? If we're in the banking industry or the healthcare industry, where there are some kind of regulations that apply, we can apply different policies, which will be a separate video, to a management group. The subscriptions in that group will then get just those policies. So it's a perfect way to separate. Maybe there are fewer restrictions required for my Yahoo account than there are for my MSDN subscription. Management groups are a perfect way of dividing your subscriptions up. Creating a management group is as simple as hitting this create button, give it a name, and the display name does not have to match the ID, but do keep in mind, once you create an ID, you can't update it. Just hit submit. Okay, I don't have the necessary. Okay, that's okay. I have an error here, but that's fine. Okay, we'll troubleshoot that error in a separate video as well. So hopefully you got something out of this. Management groups, useful for divvying up your subscriptions and keeping them separate as it relates to policy. And we'll see you in the next video.